Yummy. Well, that's a lot of salt. Before the truck turns into a pile of rust or has a heart attack, we should probably do something about that. Today on Cars and Cones, we're going to make it look like springtime. We're not working with anything super fancy today either. We just have simple bucket with a scrub mitt, the old Amazon special pressure washer gun, a longer scrub wand because I'm not 7 feet tall, and then for the most specialized stuff, we have some good old McGuire's car soap, some Rust Check salt off wash. I got that. It was on clearance at Canadian Tire, and then just a couple of foam cannons. One's done up with the soap, the other one's done up with the salt wash. So to start, I just have the salt wash mixed. It's about 50-50 in here. You can use it up to a 10-to-1 dilution ratio, and we'll just spray it on and let it dwell for a couple of minutes. So while that's dwelling and kind of soaking in and getting rid of as much of the salt as it can, we'll talk about why we want to do this. So, of course, salt corrodes metal. And coming into springtime, you might think, oh, winter's over, the worst of it's already done, but it can kind of be the opposite. Moisture in the air, especially as everything thaws and it starts to rain more often with spring, can actually accelerate the process of salt starting to oxidize and just destroy your vehicle. So, as it gets warm enough, it's very important to actually go out and wash the salt off of the vehicle. Another place you'll want to spray as much as you can is the undercarriage of the vehicle. If you have a lifted truck like this, it's very easy to just get under and just give everything a quick spray down with the wash as well. Once it's had a couple of minutes, I think the container says approximately 5, you just come behind and just rinse it off. Okay, now that the salt's off, the next step is to actually make the truck look half decent. So we're just going to come along and foam it now. After it's foamed, all that's left to do really is scrub it down. Okay, now we basically just have to come along and rinse it off. I did notice there is a little bit of rust on the passenger side of the front bumper here, but where these are just a stainless steel that's polished a bit, what you can do to get most of that off is just take one of these kitchen scrubbers, soak it down in some of your car wash liquid, and just give it a quick scrub. Couple of minutes of scrubbing and a quick rinse, and I can't say it looks as good as new, but it definitely looks at least a couple years newer. And I mean, on a vehicle that sees off-road and winter roads all the time, that's probably more than I can ask for. And just like that, we look halfway decent again. Of course, I wouldn't recommend this wash method for a vehicle that you really care about the finish on, because I did plenty of things wrong for a vehicle like that. But for something that goes off-road fairly frequently and sees the nice salt-filled roads that we get here in New Brunswick, it did a pretty good job, I'd say. I did notice a couple of chips to touch up there, so I'm going to take care of that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again on the next one.